Where you are from? Singapore?
Singapore, Malaysia. Yeah, but Ajahn, last year we organized the skirt talk. It's very successful for the phone. Yeah.
We have a book printed already.
Yes, we received the book.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Started. Yeah.
I'm sorry I don't have the time to give more talks through Skype.
Yeah.
Yes. In the evening I want to have more time to rest. I think you can read from the books and
Now mostly we download from the Kamathana, the webs.
The website.
So there's so many to read.
Besides, nowadays you can also download all the discourses, the sutras about the Buddha.
Yes.
I think that there's enough Dhamma. What is lacking is the practice.
Yeah.
So what you need to do more is practice. Because reading the Dhamma is just like looking at the map. You don't get there by just looking at the map. You have to travel. You have to, get moving. Like if you just look at the map in Singapore, you'll never get here, right? You have to buy the ticket, get on the plane, and come here. It's the same way with the Nibbana. You need to practice. If you practice, you'll get there eventually, sooner or later. Right now, you have all the information needed to guide you to where you want to go. What you have to do now is to go, but you're still attached to your house, your comfort. You don't want to leave the comfort of your home, because when you practice, you have to go stay in a place where there is no physical comfort. Because the physical comfort that you are accustomed to, they are hindrance to your attainment. You have to live simply, with nothing to give you the pleasure, the happiness. You should seek the happiness from your practice. So you have to give up one thing in order to get another thing. It's like you have one cup and you have some tea in the cup. If you want to get new tea, you have to throw away the old tea so you can have room for the new tea. Right now your mind or your heart has this physical happiness, the happiness from eating, seeing, hearing, and doing things with your body. If you want a better kind of happiness, the happiness of your heart, you have to give up your physical happiness. That's why the Buddha said you have to take up the 8 precepts if you want to meditate, to acquire the internal happiness, the inner happiness. You have to bring the mind inside. You cannot send the mind outside toward the things you see, you hear. That's why you have to take up the 8 precepts. The 8 precepts will stop your mind from going outside. Like you're not supposed to go to movies, to entertainment venues, to have fun with what you see, what you hear. You have to stay in a house or stay in the temple and meditate. And you have to use something to pull your mind inside. Because right now your mind is driven by your defilement to go outside, to to go see, to hear, to visit your friends, to eat, to drink. You need something to pull this back inside. The thing that can pull your mind back inside is called mindfulness or sati. And sati has many different ways of developing. You can use the parikamma, which is called mental recitation, like using the word Buddha, Bhutto. If you keep repeating Bhutto, Bhutto inside, not verbally but mentally, your mind will stop thinking about going outside. So you need something to stop the mind from going outside. If you don't have anything to put it inside, it will keep thinking of going outside, going to see your friend, going to see a movie, going to this place or that place, to see, to hear. But if you have mindfulness, you can stop this thinking of going outside. Then your mind will be pulled inside. When it comes inside, the mind will become peaceful, at ease, and relaxed. No tension, no stress. This is the inner happiness, which the Buddha is a better kind of happiness, because it is yours to keep. Once you have this kind of happiness, you can always have it. But the other kind of happiness, you have to rely on other things to make it happen. You have to have a body in order to be able to have the physical kind of happiness. But if your body gets sick, then you can no longer have that kind of happiness. But if you have the inner happiness, that is done by having mindfulness to bring your mind inside. You can do it anytime, anywhere, with or without the body. Even if the body gets sick, you can still have this kind of happiness. And this kind of happiness will prevent yourself from being attacked by the physical pain. Eventually this body will get sick and the body will become painful. But if you have this inner happiness will block the physical pain from entering into your mind. So you will not be affected by the illness of the body, or even death of the body will not make your mind become unhappy or sad. So this is very important for us to do, because we are moving toward this destination, the sickness, getting old and dying of the body. If you don't have this inner happiness, your mind will be bombarded with all kinds of physical pain, and it will make your mind very sad. But if you have developed this inner peace, inner happiness, then your mind will remain happy all the time, regardless of whatever happens to the body. So you have to force yourself to practice, because if you don't force, you will never do it. Because your mind has been used to relying on the body for its source of happiness. But eventually the body will no longer be able to provide you with the happiness that you used to have. But with the mind will always be with you. And the mind never gets sick, never get old, nor die. So it's better to rely on the mind for your source of happiness, rather than relying on your body. So this is what meditation is about, is to switch the kind of happiness from the physical to the mental happiness. You need to switch, you have to force yourself to switch. If you don't, eventually you will have nothing, because when the body no longer exists, then you don't have anything to hold on to rely on, to make you happy. That's why you have to come back and reborn again and again. Because once you lose this body, then you have to go look for a new body. And everybody that you have, they eventually get sick, get old, and die. So you are all constantly reborn again and again. Never ending. We can only come to this end of the rebirth when we come across the teaching of the Buddha. Because the Buddha is the only person who knows how to stop rebirth, who knows the real kind of happiness. Without the Buddha or his teaching, we will never know this truth, and we will always have to reborn again and again. But this time we are fortunate, we are lucky. We have come across the teaching of the Buddha, and we know the way to practice. So what is lacking right now is the practice itself. And nobody can practice for you. You have to do it yourself. DIY. Do it yourself. See, down they have shop, DIY shop. They sell you all kinds of things. You can do it yourself, right? Now we have Dhamma, DIY. Do it yourself Dhamma. If you start doing it, it's not difficult. What's so difficult about keeping the 8 precepts? You just don't do anything, that's all. The whole goal is to stop all forms of activities, physical activity. And only activity that you are required to do or have to do is maintaining your body. So the 8 precepts don't prohibit you from eating. It's that you eat, but only enough to keep the body going. Like you don't have to eat 3 meals a day to keep your body going. 1 meal a day is good enough. Most of the hunger doesn't come from your body. It comes from your defilement, your desire, from the mind. The body only needs 1 meal a day, but we give it too much. That's why we have problem with the body nowadays. The body is overweight. Not because the body needs the food, it's the mind that wants to eat. But the body doesn't want to eat. But we force the body to eat. So the body becomes overweight. See? So if you keep the 8 precepts, you can help your body. You can lose weight that way. You can get better health. Try to keep the 8 precepts. Maybe once a week at first to see how it goes. And after you have done it, you'll find it beneficial. Then you can expand from 1 day to 2 days to 3 days and so forth. So this is the practice you must do, keeping the 8 precepts. That's why the Buddha have what we call observance day, 1 pra in Thai, meaning Buddhist holiday. Once a week we have a religious holiday in which Buddhists are supposed to go to the temple to give dana, give food, to keep the 5 or the 8 precepts, and to listen to the Dhamma talk, and to stay and practice meditation. For people who meditate, they need to keep the 8 precepts. For people who don't have time to stay at the temple to meditate because they have to go work or something, then they just keep the 5 precepts. But if you want to meditate and you want to switch from your physical happiness to your mental happiness, you have to keep the 8 precepts. You have to stop all physical activities like eating. You only want to eat just enough to keep your body going. So you don't need to eat after 12 o'clock. And you stop your sexual activity. You don't want to find that kind of happiness. You want to meditate instead. If you keep the 5 precepts, you can still have this sexual activity. Then you won't have time to meditate. So you want to meditate, then you have to stop the sexual activity. That's the third precept. You have to switch from the kame sumisachara veramani to abrahmacharya veramani. Abrahmacharya means pure, like Brahma. The Brahma they don't have to have happiness through the sexual activity. The Brahma find activity in peace of mind, in meditation. And you have to stop all forms of entertainment, indulging in all forms of entertainment, like singing, dancing, going to movies, going to parties, going to all the entertainment venues. You want to cut your mind from going outside. You want to bring it inside, so it becomes peaceful and happy. And you don't want to sleep more than 4 or 5 hours. Because if you sleep too much, you're just wasting time. You can use that time to meditate. And in order not to sleep too much, you should sleep on the hard floor. Because when you sleep on the hard floor, when your body needs to rest, it will sleep regardless of where. When you're really tired, you can sleep. You can go to sleep easily on the soft floor or on the hard floor. But after the body has slept and has rested, and you become awake, if you sleep on a mattress, it feels comfortable. You don't want to get up, so you sleep another 3 or 4 hours more. But if you sleep on the hard floor, when the body has rested and you wake up, you don't want to remain sleeping, laying down, because it's not comfortable. So you better get up and sit and meditate. So that's the purpose of not sleeping on thick mattresses, big bed. Sleep on a hard floor. Maybe you can use a mattress, a thin mattress, or a piece of cloth or something. This is the purpose of the sleeping on a hard floor. So you don't sleep too much. Some monks even stop from sleeping altogether because they want to concentrate on practicing meditation. So there's a Dhutanga practice which the monk can take up. We call the 3 postures. Remain only in the 3 postures, standing, sitting, and walking for days and days. Not lying down. If you're sleepy, you should sleep whether sitting or standing or walking, or you cannot sleep when you walk anyway. So you either stand up and go to sleep like that, or you sit and you go to sleep. In this way you will only sleep very shortly, very briefly, maybe 1 hour or 2 hours. Then you will become awake, and then you can continue on practicing. So this is the purpose of the 8th precept, to eliminate all kinds of activities that will prevent you from meditating. Now, once you take the 8th precept, then you can have the time to meditate. You should find a quiet place. You should be somewhere alone if possible. You don't want any distractions. If you're near people will distract you. Their activities will distract you. Like if you keep the 8th precept at home, and the other member of your family don't keep the 8th precept, they turn on the television, they have dinner, then sometimes they call you and say, "Come on, join us," So you will not be able to keep the 8th precept or meditate. So you have to go to some place where everybody do the same thing, like in the temple. In most temples, people keep the 8 precepts and meditate. In the evening, they have evening chanting, they have meditation, they have listening to the Dhamma talk. So you should go to places like that. Then you will be able to meditate. Or if you live alone in a condo or in a house and no one disturbs you, you can use that place to meditate. Keep the 8 precepts there also. It doesn't have to be the temple always. The temple in the Buddha sense of the word is a place where it is quiet, conducive to meditation. During the Buddha's time, when he practiced, he had no temple. His temple is the forest. So don't be misguided by the word temple, because nowadays temples are not really temple. They are shrine. They are like a theater where people go there and watch some activity, doing some activity. That's not real temple. Real temple should be a place where people go there and sit and meditate and don't talk, don't socialize. That's the word of that's the real meaning of the word temple. So the temple that the Buddha and his noble disciple go to is usually in the forest. Look at all the Ajahn. He spent 10 years up in Chiang Mai, in the forest of Chiang Mai, alone with the hill tribe people. I mean, he didn't stay with the hill tribe, but he relied on the hill tribe people for food. He usually stay away from their village, maybe half an hour walking distance, so they don't go disturb him. He only go there in the morning to collect food, and after he finish, he go back to his place, have his food, and after that he practice meditation all day and all night. Walking and sitting, meditation, maintaining mindfulness to stop your mind from thinking until it eventually converge and become one-pointed singularity of mind. Then that's where the full force of the inner happiness will happen. And also you will gain this inner strength to fight against your defilement. The mindfulness cannot get rid of your defilement. It can only stop it temporarily. In order to get rid of your defilement, you need wisdom or insight. Insight meaning to see things as they are. Right now we're not seeing things as they are. We are deluded. We're seeing something opposite from the truth. We're seeing something that is not lasting as lasting. We're seeing something that isn't conducive to happiness as conducive to happiness. We see things that don't belong to us as belonging to us. So when the reality happens, it makes us sad, because things that you think belongs to you, one day they will leave you, or you will leave them, because they are not permanent. So this is what you have to teach your mind, to see that everything is impermanent, everything is temporary, everything that we have here belongs to us for a certain period of time, and after that it will disappear, or we will separate from them. Like this body doesn't belong to us. If it belongs to us, then it should stay with us forever. But after 60, 70 or 80 years, the body says bye-bye, goodbye. Then when that happens, you become very sad. But if you know ahead of time, if you teach your mind that this body doesn't belong to you, it is not you, you're just using this body like a servant. The body is like your servant. That this one day this servant will have to say goodbye to you. So if you know this ahead of time and prepare your mind for that eventuality, when that day comes, you won't feel sad because you don't have any desire for it to stay. The thing that makes you unhappy is your desire. You desire to have this body to stay with you forever. You see. But once you know that it's not going to stay with you forever, then you won't have that desire for it to stay with you when the time comes for it to go. So this is what you want to teach your mind, remind your mind, yourself that everything doesn't belong to you. Everything that you have, from your body to everything else, to your husband, your wife, your son, your daughter, your father, your mother, your possession, your house, your car, whatever you have nowadays, one day you will not have it. So if you teach your mind this, then your mind will stop clinging to them. Will stop having any desire for them to be with you all the time. And you will stop relying on them for making you happy. You will rely on making your mind happy by keeping your mind calm. If you can let go of everything, your mind will become much more peaceful. Because then there's nothing to worry. Right now, your mind worries about everything. And by worrying, it has no happiness. You can have $10 million, you can still be unhappy because your mind worries. But if you know this 10 million doesn't belong to you, then you won't worry. You know it's gonna leave you one day. You're gonna leave it one day. Then you won't be worrying, and you can be happy. And if you have this inner peace of mind, this mental happiness, you don't need anything to make you happy. So you don't have to worry about anything. You're ready to have them separate from you. You're ready to separate from them. You can live without having anything. If you have the body, all you need is to feed the body day to day, that's all. Give it. So this is basically what you should do, practice. If you want to find real happiness, eternal happiness. Because the mind is eternal. We are looking for eternity, but we don't know where. We have eternity within ourselves. We don't know it. We keep looking for things outside, which is nothing in this universe is eternal. Now they send spaceship to the different planets by hoping to find something better. They will never find anything better. The better thing is right in yourself. But the delusion doesn't let you know this truth. It tells you something is better on the other side of the fence, right? The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. So the earth is bad, so now we have to go to the moon. We have to go to Mars, because we think it's better there. No matter how far you go, you'll never find anything better. They're all the same. They are all impermanent, anicca, dukkha, anatta. The only thing that is not anicca, dukkha, anatta is in here, in your mind, nibbana. This is where you want to go, inside, by practicing according to the Buddha's teaching. So you have done the first step of practicing this dana and keeping the 5 precepts. Now you have to move up the second level. You have to change from the 5 to the 8 precepts. And stop going around giving dana. Try to stay put and meditate. Once you can do that, then you will come to find the real happiness inside. And then you can let go of everything that keeps you worried, that keeps you agitated or sad. Once you find the real happiness inside here, you can let go of everything. Then nothing can bother you. So you have to move up the next level. You've been giving dana and keeping the 5 precepts long enough. you're going to see different teachers to study what you should do next. Once you know what you have to do next now, you should start doing it by keeping the 8 precepts. At least once a week, give yourself one day to do the meditation practice and not doing anything else. It can be any day, doesn't have to be the religious holiday, because the calendar sometimes doesn't match with your calendar. Your day off and the religious holiday is not on the same day anymore. So you can use your day off as your religious holiday. So if you don't work on Saturday or Sunday, choose one day to be your day of meditation, day of keeping the 8 precepts. Once you start practicing, you will achieve the result. And once you see the result, you will be encouraged to do more. Because the result that you have achieved from meditation is better than anything else in this world. Once people meditate, they can eventually become a monk or nun, because there's nothing better to do than meditating. You have all the joy and happiness from your body for many years now. Does it make you any better off? It's the same thing. You still need more and more. You still feel sad, feel unhappy. Try to meditate, and you'll find a difference. That your worry and your anxiety, your fear, your sadness will slowly diminish, gradually diminish. You'll become more happier without having anything to worry about. The less you have, the more happy you'll become. Because the more you have, the more worries you have. So try to have as little as possible. They say Buddhism teaches small is beautiful, little is great. Okay. Like being a monk, see, a monk has very little possession, but he finds greatness in becoming a monk, being a monk. So this is my advice to you, and I'll give you some time to ask any question you like to ask. You have anything you want to ask?
How may you reconcile the daily life of a lay to, like, if they want to go into meditation, that you say that you go to temple, not to socialize, but, you'll be termed as antisocial, right?
No, nobody call me antisocial. It's your defilement keeps you thinking that way. They understand, once you meditate, they understand, oh, he's a meditator. He's not an antisocial. He wants to be alone. He wants to find peace of mind. See, it's your defilement that keeps you think this way to prevent you from doing it. See? Nobody calls you antisocial. They will praise you for it. Say, oh, this person is great. He or she can do something that we cannot do. See? But your defilement keeps teaching you that no, the people will think you are antisocial. In fact, they are not. You ever call me antisocial? See? It's your defilement trying to mislead you, trying to stop you from meditating.
But the lay people, they have got their duties, like looking after the family.
That's why I say you have to choose one day first. One day a week. You have day off, right? You do have to look after your family 7 days a week or not. You can have a day off from looking after for them and looking for yourself. I only ask you for 1 day a week first to start with. Once you have the experience and the result, then you think it's better, then you can increase. There is a way for you to do it. Once you want something bad enough, you can give up everything. You can give up your father and mother if you find the right husband, right? So don't worry. Once you start meditating and you have achieve the result, you can give up everything, because you know that eventually you're going to have to give up anyway, right? You don't live with them forever. So you don't think about this. You only think, oh, we're going to live forever. So if you go to meditate, that means you're leaving them, you know. Eventually they'll leave you, or you'll leave them anyway. See, it's your defilement led. Your thinking is being led by your defilement, not by Dhamma. If your thinking is led by Dhamma, then everything is so easy. Okay? Anyone else want to ask anything? If not, I'll give you the Anumodana. I have the Singaporean monk back there. He has books for you. If anybody wants any other books, you can go and get it from him. I have 3 books, the 2 Dhamma talk books and 1 autobiography book in my way. So anybody who needs whichever book, they can go and get it from me.
Ajahn used the Scotty to Dhamma talk in Singapore.
Okay. Did you go there?
Yeah.
You go there? Huh?
Go 2 day or 3 days because they're working.
Yeah.
Ajahn 我们ถ่ายรูป
Okay.
我们去我跟你们拍你们坐前面哪里坐前面
To arrange ask your permission to organize another talk for my Skype. Whether be okay to you?
In one talk, just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Yeah, because a lot of people are requesting for it.
Okay, just
Yeah,
one.
so,
If there's request, one.
Yeah. So
And maybe occasionally one talk from time to time.
Yeah.
One talk, maybe
That's
2
why-
3 months, one talk or something like that. But not regularly. I don't have the time.
Yeah, correct. Because too much talk become they take it as
People
a
don't appreciate
storytelling.
it.
Yeah, don't appreciate
People
it.
don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
So better maybe 3 or 4 months and have a one talk.
That's why we consult Ajahn King. Ajahn King said don't continuously. So we think it's a good idea. Maybe 1 year, 1 or twice only.
Yeah, when
will
there's
be
a demand.
Yeah.
Whenever there's a demand.
The demand and people are curving for it, then it's good. If they've been curving for it,
They
they
don't
listen like
appreciate it.
storytelling.
Yeah,
They don't appreciate the whole
They
thing.
don't appreciate it.
Yeah. I try to coordinate the whole thing, the last one. But we try to improve
Anna
it.
can do the, you can connect to it.
Yeah, because the last time when Anna mentioned it, I said, okay, I will help you to coordinate the whole thing and get the thing done in Singapore. And when she's here, it's easier for me to coordinate. So we try to improve our sound system.
Yeah.
Because it's the first experience we have the last time. So it's not very in the first day. You Ajahn have a competition for us.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
Sadu
Support to you.
Ajahn give you a chance to take photo.
You have to practice. If you want me to keep your talk, you have to show me some results.
Result. Yes.
Every time I talk, it's the same. Then there's pointless to teach, you know. You have to come and tell me that you have done something, you know. It makes me feel, my talk is not useless. You know.
Thank you.
Can I take on side?
No, please. I know. Then everybody asks me to sign. My picture is good enough. My picture is good enough.
Okay.
Sorry, can I ask the picture?
Okay.
This one from the day.
I would like to ask you if we go for the long-term 8 precept, right? Will we consider run away from the problem?
No, the real problem is your defilement. See, everything else is not a problem. When you go meditate, you're confronting your real problem.
Okay. So because I have family, like parents.
They are secondary. They are not important.
Like if I go we go for this 8 precept long term, then we never give money to them to take care of them.
They can take care of themselves. What happened if you die today?
Huh?
What happened if you die today?
Okay.
Ajahn, I want to ask if there's this feeling of pain, spasms, and all comes when you meditate, and then it goes worse and worse. So how will you handle this?
It's not. It doesn't get worse by your meditation. It's the condition just get worse. You just have to accept it for what it is. That's all.
So do we actually look at the spasm, the feeling, or do we go back to our, maybe we say the rising and falling of the Dhamma?
There are two methods. The easiest method is to come back to your meditation and disregard your spasm. The second method, which is harder, you need a stronger mind, is to look at the spasm and leave it alone. Look at it and understand the nature of the spasm, that is something you cannot do anything about. It's beyond your control. And leave it alone. If it wants to remain, let it remain. Don't have any desire to get rid of it. Because when you have this desire, you're creating more mental stress, which is more painful than your spasm.
So you just look at the spasm and all the pain.
Yeah, and leave it alone. Don't wish it to go away.
But it moves.
Yeah, it doesn't matter whatever it is. Leave it alone.
Go back to the meditation object.
Yeah, meditation object. And treat the pain as it's like a shower, rain. You cannot force it to go away. You have to live with it. If you leave it alone, then your mind will become peaceful and not hurt by the physical pain. Okay.
Because I've got this problem of cervical dystonia, which is quite bad at times. So when I try to meditate, I cannot settle my mind.
That's because your mindfulness is not strong enough. So you should try to develop mindfulness before you even meditate. You should do it all day long. From the time you get up, you have to develop mindfulness right away. Don't let your mind think about everything else. Force it to think about Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. But no, whatever you do, keep on Buddha, Buddha, Butto, Butto. Washing your face, brushing your teeth, combing your hair. Keep on repeating Butto, Butto, Butto. Don't think about anything. If you want to think, only think about something important, something that you have to think. But other than that, stop thinking.
So when the spasm comes, just leave it, but continue with Butto.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do about it. It comes and goes. When it comes, you cannot get rid of it. When it goes, you cannot bring it back. You just have to leave it alone.
So during meditation, you just...
focus on your meditation object alone. Nothing else.
Ajahn, using the Anapanasati.
Yeah, okay.
So after a while, the concentrate come to stomach.
Okay, you can then...
So I have to follow the stomach, or I have to focus back to the
whichever point is more convenient for you.
It's just like I focus breathing halfway, then something like pull me to the stomach.
Okay, stay at the stomach.
After some time, then come back to the breathing again.
Try to stay at one point.
It also go to the stomach. So I don't know.
Bring it back to the bring it back. Whichever one you use that point only. Don't follow the breath.